Okay, so the brain is the most powerful tool we have. So we should take care of it and make sure that it's healthy. One way to do this is by donating to Alzheimer's research in order to get a cure for Alzheimer's, as currently there is no cure. So what is Alzheimer's? So today I want to talk about what Alzheimer's does to us, why you should donate to Alzheimer's research, and then I want to talk to you about getting checked up for Alzheimer's to know if you have it or if you will get it. So what is Alzheimer's? Alzheimer's is one of the most common brain diseases. It is a form of dementia where your brain cells will die and eventually you lose memory, basic skills such as walking, breathing, etc. So even if it doesn't affect you, if it affects your family, it would hurt you immensely to see them losing their memories, forgetting all about you. One day they don't remember what your favorite color is, and the next day they might not even know who you are. So what Alzheimer's affects is the neurons in our brain. So neurons are the basic cells of our brain. And here you can see a healthy neuron, and here is a diseased neuron from Alzheimer's. There's a couple of ways that Alzheimer's affects our neurons. One way is called tau tangles. And essentially what it is here you see some tubules, and they are just like highways in our neurons. They transport goods from one place to another in order to keep the neurons healthy. But eventually over time they break down, and these tangles will kind of form clumps in our neurons, and it'll start killing it over time. You see a healthy neuron has much longer dendrites. These are what they're called, dendrites, compared to a diseased neuron. And then as the neuron dies, it loses all of its dendrites. And the tau tangles work intracellularly, so it breaks down the cell from the inside. But there's another way that Alzheimer's affects us, and it's extracellular, so outside the cell, and that is by these waste products called beta amyloid plaques. The plaques work similar to the tangles. They form clumps, but it's clumps outside the cell. And here's another picture of that. These are the clumps outside the cell. And what happens is when there are these clumps outside the cell, it interrupts the connection between each neuron. So neurons can't communicate with other neurons. And eventually they'll start dying because neurons need to be used in order to stay healthy. Because when they're not used, they start degrading and breaking apart. So unfortunately, there is no cure for Alzheimer's at the time, but new innovation in science can potentially lead to a cure being found. So CRISPR is a new gene editing tool that has been discovered in the recent couple of years. It makes gene editing a lot cheaper and less time consuming. However, we still need funding in order to research Alzheimer's and other diseases of the brain. So scientists know that tau tangles and beta amyloid plaques break down and cause our neurons to will die. But we don't know why these tangles and plaques happen. Gene editing with CRISPR will help us find out exactly why it breaks down, and then we can potentially find a cure for it. However, this research takes a lot of time and money, like I said. So although you may not have Alzheimer's now, and you don't know anyone who has Alzheimer's now, eventually someone in your family may develop it, because it's not an instant, like, oh, you have Alzheimer's. It's gradual. You start losing your memories over time. And donating can help potentially find a cure for Alzheimer's in case in the future you or your family develop Alzheimer's. And I know that finding an organization to donate to that is credible and doesn't spend most of their money on like administration and just making money could be hard, but there is one organization that I found that is very reputable called the Alzheimer's Association, and they spend 79% of their budget on research and Alzheimer's support and care for people who have it. So donating to research can help us find a cure, but it takes a lot of time to find a cure and to research. So I want to also advocate getting checked up to see if you have Alzheimer's or you have the potential to develop Alzheimer's. So knowing is half the battle, and if you experience the symptoms of Alzheimer's, I would recommend you getting checked up. I know that a lot of us don't have the time in our schedules away from so we have to take time off from work or school. We don't really have the time to go to a hospital. And I know there are also some people that don't like going to hospitals, whether they don't like needles or they just don't like the atmosphere of the hospital. But I believe that it is worth it to get checked up, because isn't it better to just be healthy and make sure you have a healthy brain than it is to just have a little inconvenience in your life? And although there isn't a cure for Alzheimer's right now, there are treatments that can help delay the effects. There is a theory that sleep can help delay the effects of Alzheimer's, and the way it does this is when we sleep, our brain clears away the waste products in our brain, such as the beta amyloid plaques that build up. They are waste products that will be cleared away, but over time we still accumulate more than we can clear away, especially if you don't get enough sleep. So getting checked by a doctor for brain diseases such as Alzheimer's is important if we want a healthy life, as the brain is one of the most important parts of our body. So in this speech, I explain how Alzheimer's works, what research can do for Alzheimer's, and why you should donate to research, as well as why it's important to get checked up for Alzheimer's. I hope with this speech that I've convinced you to donate some money to Alzheimer's, or at least get checked up in case you can develop Alzheimer's, because it is a genetic disease that happens when your genes get a mutation. And a healthy brain is the best tool for a healthy lifestyle, so why not get checked up? And that's it, my presentation.